Therapists legally and ethically go to other therapists for consultation about tough cases. Yes, we can do this, and it might look different in different scenarios. So for example, when I worked in community health settings or at a group practice setting, when clients signed informed consent paperwork, part of the informed consent was that they knew that we were part of a community mental health system or a group practice, and that because we all collaborated with each other, that their information might be discussed in group consultation, and that their case would only be discussed if it was for their benefit to make their treatment more effective, such as if I as a therapist had questions about how to work with a specific symptom that was popping up for them, but I wasn't necessarily the expert. Clients can also sign a release of information or an authorization for medical disclosure, meaning that if there's another provider that's working with them for whatever their presenting concern is, that they could sign a release consenting that I can have communication with that other provider. Or maybe it's a family member. I've had clients where their family members are an integral part of their treatment, and so they would sign releases of information for their family member to be a part of their treatment. Now that I'm in solo private practice and it's just me working for myself, I do have a statement in my informed consent policy that says, as needed, I will consult with other providers to ensure that I am providing the most ethical and effective treatment for you. And when I am consulting, I will not provide any identifying information about your case. In these instances where therapists are consulting with one another about clients where they're not providing identifying information, we're keeping it very, very vague. So for example, if my client was 14, I wouldn't say that my client is 14 years old. I would say I have a teen client. Another example would be if I had a client who went through a traumatic experience, instead of giving the therapist that I'm consulting with all of the details that the client has shared with me, I would just say client that went through a traumatic experience with a car accident. So leaving it very vague, not giving any identifying information.